Hello, beautiful ladies. It is Tonya Rineer here, 4 o'clock, and it is Thursday, so day 4 of this live series event. And it has been amazing to connect with all of you on such a deep level. I know that I've been getting quite vulnerable and raw and real with you, and you know what? It feels so good. I've never done that at this level before, and I'm not gonna lie, I was terrified to do it at the beginning of the week. And I made a commitment to myself and to you that I would continue to do this. And I feel like naked and free, but in a good way. So thank you for allowing me this platform and this privilege to be honest with you. And I also have to say, I have had such an overwhelming response, not only here in the comments. I look at your hearts every single day and I feel the love, and it feels so good to know that I'm not the only one feeling these feelings. So keep the hearts coming. And also, I've gotten more instant messages and private messages on both in Facebook and Instagram and all the things than ever before, with all of you just saying thank you for being so honest and so real, and for acknowledging some of the feelings that we all feel but we don't talk about. Which brings me to today's topic. I've been thinking about all the comments and everything you guys have been saying, and I'm like, what's up with the fact that we don't do this all the time? Why is it that it took me having to make this like public commitment and, kind of go off the deep end to be able to show up and do this with you? Why is it that you feel that you can't show up and be this way anywhere? No, I'm not just talking online and social media. I'm also talking like at home with your friends and your family. And, we can take the littlest things, dance parties. How often do you have those? And you do them in front of people, like things like that. We just have such a hard time being ourselves. And I think it's shame. We have this underlying feeling of shame, that we're ashamed to be ourselves, that it's not going to be acceptable to do what it is that we want to do. So we, fit in and we go with the status quo. And even more than that, showing up in a space like a Facebook group, for instance, or a mastermind or a coaching group, or, whatever. Actually, it takes a lot to join a coaching group and a mastermind, because at that point you've already admitted that you need some help. But it takes so much for us as women to even get to that point. Do you feel that way? If so, put a heart in the comments and let me know. Is it hard for you to admit you need help? And when you know that you do need help, is it hard for you to ask for it? If you ever feel like it's difficult, like your natural reaction is to just pretend that you've got it figured out, or to suck it up and burn through the pain until you figure it out. If you're a do-it-yourselfer, if you're like independent and you're like, hey, I don't need nobody, I got this, and that is your MO, and you don't allow yourself the privilege, and you don't give yourself permission to be vulnerable, and instead you pretend that you have it figured out. You act as if until it all comes into place. Do you do that? Maybe you do it in work, in business. And let's just be honest, you guys, in this space, in this online space, we live in a little bubble here, and we work in a bubble, and we're all selling to each other. And to show up and in a public forum like this and admit that you don't know what you're doing or admit that you don't have all the answers is terrifying, because there's somebody out there who is your potential ideal client. And do you guys ever feel like if you were honest and said, yeah, I don't know what the heck I'm doing right now, that everyone would be like, oh God, don't buy from her. She doesn't know what she's doing. I feel like we all feel like that at some point. And that makes us feel like we have to keep the mask on. It makes us feel like we can't be vulnerable and honest. And then we definitely can't ask for help, at least not publicly. So we do it secretly on the down low. We show up in groups like this and we lurk and we watch and we try to learn as much as we can. And, we read books and download freebies, and we try really hard to figure it all out for ourselves. We create all kinds of resistance. All because what? All because why? Because we're ashamed to be honest. We're ashamed to be vulnerable. We're ashamed to ask for help or to admit that we don't have all the answers yet. Right? Do you guys ever feel like that? And maybe it's not just business. Maybe you don't want your mother-in-law to know that you don't have all the answers when it comes to raising your kids. Or maybe you don't want your sister to know that you don't have all the answers. Or you don't want your husband to know that you don't know what you're doing when it comes to managing the finances because he thinks you're doing a good job, even though you're like, totally don't got this, right? Maybe, it's the PTA moms. Do you like ever fake baked goods and bring them in and be like, yeah, I totally baked these, but you got them from the grocery store or the local bakery? Like the dumb things that we all may do that, we laugh at, and it's easy for me to laugh at them here with you, but we all have these moments where we don't want to admit defeat. We don't want to admit that we're wrong, or that we don't have the answers, or that we need help, or that we're, and I feel like so much, I know I talked about yesterday, I'm the kind of person that likes to go deep rather than wide. I'm the girl like at the bar or the party that'll end up in the bathroom for 2 hours, like having the most deep conversation with the girl I just met, rather than being the girl who is the social butterfly and has a very shallow conversation with everybody. Hello, Danelle. So are you that girl too? Give me a heart in the comments if you're the girl who, has it all figured out, that sometimes puts on the mask to pretend that you don't need to ask for help, or you don't need to seek answers, that you got it all going on. Because it's totally me, you guys. I do that all the damn time, and I'm done. But I want to know if you're there with me. So leave a heart in the comments if you've ever felt this way, or if you feel like it's time for all of us to shed that mask, time for all of us to stop pretending, time for all of us to stop feeling ashamed for needing help once in a while, and instead come together as a community and serve it in that way and say, you know what? I need help sometimes too. So you need help today, I'm going to help you. I'm going to need help tomorrow, and I hope that you're there for me in the same way. So that is it. If you feel that way, leave me a heart. And I look forward to reading your comments. Thank you. Love you all, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Bye.